So the video got split. I apologize for that and the lack of spacing here. It's a little squashed. I'm a little out of my element, but here I do just want to show the setup of the One Piece collectible card game and it about a round and a half of gameplay. So we're starting with the Battler deck, and Battler is going to be the captain. You just pick your captain, and then 6 cards are going to go into the log or the life point box. And then however many your captain needs, in this case, Battler needs 4. These are going to go face down right behind Battler. And let's put them this way. Alright. And then for the Trace and Luffy deck, Trace is going to be the captain. He has 3 life points. So here we go. And then 6 cards in the log. 3 go to Trace. And then the player that would go first, Battler, would then draw 6 cards. And there are 3 ways to win the game. You can either knock out your opponent's captain. That's one way. The second way to win the game is to knock out your opponent's comrades, life points equaling 6. So let's take a look at Battler's hand. He's going to want to put comrades in. If you can only put in 2 comrades, 1 on each side of your captain. If you do that, then the other team cannot attack your captain. So the Battler team would want to put in Hot Dog. And then since they're out of life points in the log, that's all they can do on the setup. The Trace team then draw 6 cards themselves. And we've got Sanji and Luffy on the draw here. We would put Luffy in play. You got to have the 2 brothers together, Luffy and Trace. And then we would then look to get Sanji in play a little bit later. We're going to need another life point in order to do that. Here's the rest of the deck actually kind of sits here. Obviously the hands would be in the player's hands. So then after this, each team is supposed to only have 4 to 5 cards in their hand. If you have more than 5 cards, you can't draw a card. If you have 4 or less, you have to draw a card at this point. This team wouldn't. So you get 3 actions on every turn, and Battler gets first turn. So one action would be putting a card from your treasure box or your deck into your life points log. And this is what this team would want to do, because they're going to want to cut off this team from being able to attack the captain directly. So one action is that, and then one action would be putting President Heavy in play. And then the third action would be to attack. Other actions include drawing a card, if you have 4 or less cards, or switching the position of comrades. So they also could have not put President Heavy in play and moved Hot Dog over to then attack Luffy. So then here we would probably have Hot Dog attack Trace. He can attack the captain, and it's 500 to 400. And the way that an attack works is there's a back and forth. So with this team winning, they would then put it on the Trace and Luffy team. Trace and Luffy team would then use one of their technique cards. This card's the Courage, plus 200 attack power. That now makes it 600 to 500. So then this team would probably use Premeditated Crime. Trace and Luffy team are going to have to discard a card. Also, this is a Count Battler technique card. Oh, it can only be used if there's a reinforcement. So they would probably also use this card, make it 800 to 600. On the Trace card, the special ability is if the opponent uses a technique card, Trace gets plus 100 attack, plus 1 damage. So now he's up to 2 damage. This 400 turns to a 500, 700. It's still 800 to 700. And Hot Dog has used these 2 technique cards. this is the hand. Um,